Hey, what's up everybody? This is Josh Shezzy. Just want to say thank you for everyone that's watching my videos, that are reposting and sharing with friends. I'm humble because I'm excited I have something of some type of value that you feel the need to share. So feel free to share. We can talk, we can dialogue, let's walk through life together. That's the purpose of life, living it for eternity. Let's walk this out together. But this video is part 2 of my relationship series. The first video, help me out. The first video, okay, was Mr. Right and Miss Right versus Mr. Right and Miss Right now. In that video, we talked about the differences of settling and waiting. Either settling for someone that can compensate only for me right now, or waiting for that right person that's able to compensate me for a lifetime. So if you haven't checked out that video, feel free to find it on my page, add me as a friend, or you can go to my blog that you'll see later on at the end. But this video right now is going to talk about companionship. What every man should know about a woman and what every woman should know about a man. The basic, the fundamental things in which we should know about each other that will make our relationships last. Let's get right into it. Society has done such a magnificent job in presenting two opposite views on how we should view each other. Society has made it clear and society has made it plain strategically from the desk of Satan in how to make us view each other in a different way. Men view women as whores. Men are now viewing women as pieces of meat, as worthless, and vice versa. Women are viewing men as they're never right, they're dogs. The society has painted on the backdrop of our minds how we ought to, through our lenses, perceive each other. What a distorted view that is, because that is not how every man is. For us to make a bold statement and saying every man is like that, every time you say every, you're already painting a preconceived picture in the back of your mind and how you view every man. Because not every man is that way and not every woman is that way. But we're going to talk about why we are like how we are and why God made us so different. God is strategic, man. He did a great job, and I see why he made men and women so different. He made us so different because we both will have to rely on him to bring us together. We have to allow his virtues and his attributes into keeping us together. And it's amazing how those attributes and those values we do not use today. For most of our relationships both parties have presented themselves into relationships through selfishness and impatience. And it's amazing how God wants us to build our relationships off of love, off of patience, off of selflessness and forgiveness. But many of us don't build off that because throughout our single lives, we have been practicing impatience. We have been practicing selfishness. We have been practicing so much for so long that when we enter into this union, we are selfish and we're impatient and we're unforgiving. See, the thing we have to understand is how you practice in your single life is how you perform in your married life. How you practice now determines on how effectively you practice in married life. It's the same thing, and how you practice is how you play. So if we continue to practice these negative attributes or these distorted views and receiving these distorted views, then when we get married, we'll be doing the same thing. That's why Satan started with us at a young age and having us think of each other in distorted ways so that we'll have this preconceived perception or this deceived outlook on the opposite sex. So when God brings that person in our life, we expecting it to fail. Someone asked me earlier today but we was talking about love and how people expect love to fail. Why do we expect love to fail? Is because of what society has presented. The thing that's so different about us is that God has made us so different so we both can rely on him. If we build ourselves to be selfless and build ourselves to be patient and kind and understanding, we'll better understand each other. But this has to happen prior to any type of relationship endeavors. Because if you bring these things into a relationship, it will destroy it. Because when y'all two are presented, selfishness is presented. When y'all two are presented, impatience is presented. And these things will endeavor to separate the two because these are bad habits that have been brought through bad environments. Let's talk about that. All bad habits come from some type of bad environment. I said this in the baggage relationship video. We have been placed in bad environments on purpose. A lot of women have been brought up in this preconceived mentality of independence, have been brought up in how they should view men. And men have been brought up within bad environments and how they should view women. So when you got these two minds that have been brainwashed and mind controlled into believing these things, that when they come into the union, Satan says, yes, that will destroy the union. Because if they continue to practice these bad habits, love will crush them both. See, we don't break marriages. Marriages breaks us. So it's what we don't know about each other that will kill the relationship. That's why the purpose of this video is to talk about those key things that will help us build firm foundations within our relationships, not because of what we know, is based upon what we can share and understand about each other. So let's get right into it. Like I said before, it's what you don't know that'll kill you. It's what you don't know about a relationship or the opposite person that will destroy the relationship. It's not about how beautiful the house is. It's not about how beautiful you can build it. It's about the foundation. If you don't have a foundation, it doesn't matter how beautiful the house is. When a storm comes to test it, it will fall. The reason why many marriages fall is because they built their houses without a foundation. They have a beautiful structure, beautiful siding, beautiful bricks, beautiful shingles, beautiful everything, but when the storm comes, it quits. See, society has built so many quitters when it comes to anything. We have been so comfortable. We even built Christianity off to some comfortable mess. It's like, if it's not comfortable, then it's not God. If it's not peaceful, it's not God. So when storms come, you automatically want to quit because you're tested. So most of the time, when relationships are tested, it's through the communication areas, through how we observe each other. It's through our lack of commitment. See, when I communicate, communication is very important in all relationships, and this is one of the top things that we're going to talk about. There's three components of communication. There's a giver, there's the message, there's the receiver. The message, how the message is presented, and how it's given will determine will the receiver receive. So if the giver of the message is given it in a way that the receiver can't understand, then the message serves no purpose. That's like if I preach something and it doesn't relate to you, it goes in one ear and out the other. There's no substance to it because the way I'm presenting it is in a way that you can't receive it. Now, there's a difference in how men and women receive communication. There's a difference in how we receive things. Women processes things externally. Men process things internally. Men like to focus on things and then externally express how they feel. Women express themselves how they feel through just talking. Not saying that you talk all the time, but that's how you process yourself. Now, the difference is if a woman has been brought up thinking that that's how everyone communicates, when she communicates with a man, and he doesn't receive it, she gets offended as if he doesn't care, not knowing that the man receives communication in a different way. See, men love facts and statistics. We love straight to the point. Bam, we want right then. Women likes to talk around the foundation. They talk in circles, then go for the landing. And with that kind of view, we have to understand, okay, I have to, in my position when communication is presented, have to be selfless and patient. Because if two things are presented differently, and I understand, okay, I know how a woman talks. If a woman wants to express her feelings, I have to let go of what I'm doing now so I can compensate for what she has to say then, and vice versa. When a woman sees a man working on something, that's not a time to interrupt him, because when a man is focused, he is processing something. And anytime you break that process barrier, he gets frustrated because he's processing something. A man's mind is delicate, just like a woman's mind is delicate. But when a man is focused on something, if you break that focus barrier, he will be frustrated. Just like if a man chooses to stay focused too long on something like a video game or sports, it breaks the woman because she wants to see, do you care about her? And it's almost subconscious.